Hey guys, welcome back to Crazy House Performance. We are working on the Hemi today. I've got everything out to assemble the motor. I am gonna try to keep this video short, but give you guys all the crucial details. I'm not a professional at all this, so bear with me. But everything is standard size bearings. I did step up to the performance bearing, but nothing radical. This is only like a $75 upgrade from standard. The last block did have standard factory OEM replacement everything in it. No performance, anything about it. So what we're going to do is we're going to put in the main bearings, set the crank in there, get everything tightened up, and then what we're going to do is file down the piston rings and get them assembled onto the pistons. And once we get them assembled onto the pistons, we'll put them in with the rod bearings, torque everything down, spin it over, and make sure everything's good. All right, so we've got the crank in and torqued down. It spins pretty good, pretty easily there. I don't know if I can do it 3 fingers. Yeah, 3 fingers. So anyways, the torque spec calls for, let's see if I can pull it up for you guys real quick, calls for 27 foot-pounds. See, oh, right here, main cap bolts. 27 foot-pounds and a 90-degree turn. So I did it all with the regular 3/8 torque wrench, torqued it down 27 foot-pounds, and then went up to did the 90-degree turns. So that's all nice and done. So now what we're gonna have to do is the part that's not so exciting, because I have to do it all by hand because I don't have the little nifty grinder tool to do it, is gap all the rings, and I'll show you guys what I'm gonna do there. All right, so I already got one ring sitting down in here. We're gonna do essentially the bottom ring, not the oil ring. We're gonna do the bottom ring. I've got it pushed in, and how I typically do it is put the ring inside it, and then I evenly push down until the piston skirt is flush, and puts it about halfway down into its stroke. Unfortunately, I got the gap kind of on the upper side. You guys can't really see it, but I've got my feeler gauge out. I'm gonna take it to 26 thousandths on the bottom ring, which that's this one. So you'll put it in the bore and you'll try to fit it in between, and this definitely does not fit, so I have to pull it out and do some sanding. I'm gonna go ahead and just do all the bottom rings. So we're gonna go ahead and get that started, and then we'll skip to the top. Alright guys, so I've got all the rings. They're all in their hole that they were filed for. Got my feeler gauge here for 26 thousandths. See if I can get this in here. There we go. And you just kind of feel it, see if it hangs up or if it moves freely, and this moves pretty freely. And that's the bottom ring. So now we're going to do the top compression ring. This was 26 thousandths for the bottom, and I'm going to go 28 for the top. Okay, so I got all the rings done. I know it's a little bit confusing here, but I have my top ring in the deeper part and then my secondary ring. So I'm gonna go ahead and put my oil ring on here, and then my secondary ring, and then my top ring, and then it goes in the hole. So we're gonna go ahead and do that. So I've got one side of the engine block pistons done with rings on them. They're over here sitting on the shelf. So what I'm gonna do now is I'm gonna go ahead and put number 1 in. I got the first bearing. Again, these are standard size Cleveite performance bearings. I'm gonna go ahead and just assemble this side and bolt it up. I'm not gonna torque it yet until I get the other side done, and then we'll rotate it and torque it together, and we'll go from there. All right guys, so got the pistons in here. Whoops, sorry for the camera flip, but got all the pistons in and torqued. I'm gonna put my foot on here. Everything spins over nicely. side bolts are in on both sides. Got a little bit of oil in there, so I'm not just moving it around dry. So now what I'm gonna do is I'm gonna grab the cam and put it in, and then assemble the timing stuff, and we'll go from there. All right, just real quick, I want to show you guys, unwrap it. This is my cam from Comp. It's a Comp 273 off their shelf cam. Let's see if I can get, that is the part number from Comp. So if you guys want to know, again, it's a Comp 273 cam. I'm gonna go ahead and throw some assembly lube on it and throw it in. We've got the timing chain on and timed, top dead center. I will admit that I made a mistake when I first did this. There's these little plugs behind here that were out, and so I already had it timed, and I had to go back and put these plugs in it. And so yeah, so I timed it twice, no big deal. But anyways, so this is all nice. This is my Comp Cam timing chain and tensioner. It is looking pretty good, turns over real easy. I'll show you guys that here in a second. I've got to finish tightening these little plugs here. There's two here that are tightened, and then there's these two small ones. They just normally do that for like cleaning. But yeah, let's see. Let's grab a, but turns over nice. No binding. Same amount of pressure all the way through, start to finish. So I'm excited about that. So now what I'm gonna do is I'm gonna finish tightening up the back bolts real quick, or those little drain plugs. I'm probably gonna put the oil pump on and put the spring in it, and then possibly front timing cover, oil pan, and pickup. I'm still not sure about the heads, so we'll have to see about that. Alright guys, so before I install the pump, I just wanted to show you. So this is the pump that I used last time, and the only reason why I'm not reusing this one again is because all the metal chunks and stuff, I just don't want to risk. Matter of fact, I can see some metal in there. I'm not sure if you guys can, but I just don't want to reuse this, and I'm really hoping this motor doesn't blow up. So I wanted to buy a one pump and done, so this will be right now, and my race motors pump most likely. So this gives you, as you can see, this one has a pin in it and it's capped, and this one has a screw in plug style, and this allows you to change the pressure, and I'm wanting to have a little more volume and a little more pressure, so I went this one. But again, I had no issue with oil pressure on the last setup at all. I again am just kind of trying to throw a little bit more at it and see what I can get. So just wanted to show you the comparison. Same company, same everything. This just gives you the option to turn the volume up. Okay, so we got the timing cover on. It's a little dirty from my fingers. Got the motor flipped over, and I put some black RTV gasket sealer around the edges here. Dropped this down and put the pickup tube in. It's all nice and secure. So now I'm gonna go ahead and put the pan on top, zip it down, and flip this thing back over. For those that might wonder why I RTV it, some of you know, but I have had a heck of a time getting this Hemi pan to seal up. So this time around, I hate oil leaks, so this time around I just went overkill, and I'm hoping that does it. Woo! Just like that, we got ourselves a short block. Everything is done, pan is tight, seals are in, everything's torqued down. The only thing we have left to do is put the heads on and the MDS caps and the intake, and that would only take me about 20 minutes to finish, maybe 30 at most, to do those. The only reason why I'm not gonna go ahead and do that tonight is making up my mind on whether the heads are gonna go to the machine shop. They have about 30 passes on them. None of the passes ever got hot to the point where I feel like it's warped too much. The motor just got decked, or the block got decked. So it's an idea that I might do. I know technically you should, but I really just don't think it's an issue. So I might just slap the heads back on it. Next thing is the converter. The converter tabs on the back where the bolts go in are getting loose, and I don't quite trust it with the power that we're making. So I'm gonna probably take that and drop it off and get those fixed, and then we'll put it back together and put it back in the truck. But for now, that's gonna end it for this video. Please like, share, subscribe, and thank you guys for tuning in, and I can't wait to see you guys next time. Keep it crazy.